Antoine Rempp with Executor Experts. I'm here with Karen Bodoano from Move Coordinators. And we're going to talk a little bit about what happens when you're the executor, someone passed away, and there's a storage unit involved, and there's downsizing involved, and it might be parents, you might not even know what's in the house because you haven't really been there much, and they're quite private. And the storage unit is always one areas that most people don't really understand. Do you have access to it? How do you? And because of your experience, your years working in that industry, you've seen probably everything under the sun. And tell us a little bit more about what is the process and how do you get this through for the executor? How do they access it? How do they empty it and all that stuff?
It's really a sticky situation. Some people are very private, as you mentioned, about their self-storage units because maybe they are keeping something that's really special to them and they just are very protected about that information. But I really encourage people to note somewhere that they have a storage unit primarily, because we would see in the storage business where we had a very good customer, they would pay on time and maybe access occasionally, and all of a sudden we don't see them anymore. And all of a sudden the mail starts coming back. And their emails are bouncing back, and their phone is out of service. And if we can't reach them, the crazy thing about a storage unit is the bill still keeps going. And if we don't know that they've passed, that bill will eventually get so overdue that we would execute and use our method for seizing and selling the storage unit. So there was occasion where we seized and sold a storage unit, and we knew darn well that somewhere something happened to that customer, and we just couldn't find them to let the family know it even existed. So, you'd see things like war metals coming out of a storage unit and things that you just thought somewhere there's a family that would love to know that that existed. So I guess my first thing is, if you have a storage unit, try to record somewhere that you have it. And even better, just like a joint bank account, put someone on with you that you trust, that you would allow access to, and give them that information. So what's really primary in a storage unit is you need to know the storage unit number and where it's located, of course. You need to know the access code, and you need a key to the storage unit. If you have those three things, it's just like a debit card. You can go and access that storage unit on behalf of someone else. So some people, unfortunately, are not comfortable doing that, and that's, again, where they should leave some documentation that they actually have that storage unit. So we as operators, if we got word, if you came to me and said, oh, gee, my father's passed, I know he had a storage unit here, first thing I would do is check the records. If you were not listed for access, we would lock that storage down. So it would be almost like a big safety deposit box. So all those challenges you have with that big safety deposit box at the bank, those same rules would apply with a storage facility. So no one has access until they prove that they have the right to access.
Which you want to, because sometimes
absolutely, there's
friends or families
start fighting, and it's hard. As operators, we'd have different people coming to us and saying, well, no, I'm the wife, well, no, I'm the ex-wife, and no, I'm the child, and no, I'm their best friend. And we would have to mitigate and work through that. So our solution, just like a bank, was to lock it down.
So how do you unlock it? Like if you're the executor, there's a storage unit that's been locked down, what documents do you need? What is the process for you to go and have access to that content?
Our first thing would say, is there a will?
Okay.
If there was a will, we would ask that they bring in letters of probate.
Okay.
So it was serious. They actually had to have court documents saying that they had the right to come to that storage unit. If there was no will, even more sticky, they would still have to go through processes with the court, and usually we would ask for letters of administrator so that they could say, yes, I am the son, the child that's allowed to have the right to open that storage unit.
So who pays for the bills while we're waiting for
Unfortunately, the family, who comes forward, or friend that comes forward and says, I'm the one that's handling the affairs. So the bill has to continually be paid during that process. So another cost to the estate and to the family. So it has to be maintained though, because again, that whole process will kick in if the bill goes overdue, where it's seized and sold.
So that's where working with Move Coordinators, as far as the big picture, you're getting that expertise.
That's right.
Years working in the industry.
Exactly.
So if there's anything to deal with like self-storage, or if you want to consider that option just because you want more time to move some of these items in storage until you have the transition.
Right. Sometimes it's items that are being kept for grandchildren. And they're not quite ready they're in university and they're going to graduate in 6 months. So some furniture will be put aside so they can set up their first apartment. Really good uses of self-storage. But then again, there's also was abuses of it where people just threw it in there and forgot about it and paid lots of money. So just,
awesome.
I help them deal with this stuff.
Perfect.
So.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.